Guys, my name is Omoteniola. You are here live with me at Moshood Abiola Polytechnic, MAPOLY. Welcome to another episode of Knowing My Lecturer. The lecturer I'll be interviewing today is the principal lecturer of the school, Dr. Kolawole, Amos. Come with me to interview him.
My name is Kolawole, Dr. Kolawole Amos. I am a lecturer in the Department of Mass Communication, Moshood Abiola Polytechnic, Abeokuta. And at the moment, I am the director of CWES of the same institution. It's a very simple one. I didn't have the luxury of attending a private school, so I attended public schools throughout, except for... So I started at the African Church Primary School, Ayetoro, from 1972 to 78, from where I proceeded to Premier Grammar School, Abeokuta, from 1978 to 1983. I started my advanced level program at Ogun State College of Education, the Basic Studies section, from 1985 to 1987. And in 1987, after the completion of my HSC, I moved to the University of Lagos to study mass communication. And I graduated in 1990. So I went in for Masters in International Relations, University of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, in 1992, I think 1992 to 1994. And of course, afterwards, I traveled to the UK for further studies. I came back, took up a lecturing job, and in 1986, I went back for my second master's program in mass communication at the University of Lagos, Akoka. And of course, in 2021, I got my PhD from Babcock University, Ileshan, Remo, here in Ogun State. Well, I started lecturing in 2000 as a part-time lecturer. So my appointment was confirmed in 2004, meaning that I became a full-time lecturer in 2004. Well, the system has completely changed. The culture has changed. Students' attitude to work, to studies, I think everything put together has changed. So it's a bit challenging for some of us that you see as old school, because what obtains in the new school now is totally different from what used to be in our own days. So you find students who are not really willing to learn, students who are not, they are much more interested in this acquisition of certificates rather than the quality of education that they would have. So that poses a very serious challenge to some of us as lecturers. You find students are not even receptive to whatever you're teaching them. So it's a big challenge, but what I have personally found gratifying is the fact that we still have some students who are willing to learn, who have shown commitment to their studies, and that keeps me going. Outside lecturing, I enjoy rearing animals. So I'm into piggery. So when I see my animals, I love to see them grow. In fact, they have become like pets to me. I enjoy touching them, being with them, and I think that's the only thing apart from that, I don't watch football. I read too. I enjoy reading. I think because before talking about punishment, you mentioned the key points here that some students see it as a waste of time. And I want to take it up from there. You see, students they will not be serious with the program if they see it as a waste of time. So we should address the issue of students seeing it as a waste of time. And I want to say very emphatically that it is not a waste of time. You see, it's actually meant to bridge the gap between theory and practice. I want to be sincere here, what you're exposed to in school basically is theory. And there is a huge gap between theory and practice. There is a huge gap between what you see in school and what obtains on the field out there. So, for instance, we teach you how the studio operates. We teach you the kind of equipment you find in the studios. But some of you have not even had the opportunity of touching, not to talk of playing or manipulating this equipment. So the outside world, CWES offers you the opportunity of getting to see some of this equipment live, physically, touching them, operating them, being exposed to such instruments. And that gives you a leverage so that at the end of the day, when you get out there on the field, it will not it will not be a new thing to you. That is the essence of CWES. Some of the equipment that you find on the field are not easily available there. They are not readily available. We know the reasons are obvious. Governments can no longer afford to buy some of these things because of the lean purse of the government. So getting out there on the field to see this would actually expose you. So now that students now know, and I think that is what we need to work on, teaching them, educating them about the importance of the program, so that they will no longer see it as a waste of time. So for students who see it as a waste of time, I think the first thing is to make sure that they realize its importance. Afterwards, they will no longer see it as a waste of time. Well, my advice for students undertaking CWES is to be serious. Ensure that whatever they are taught is seriously adhered to, because that is a way of bridging the gap between theory and practice. Nobody knows what the lessons learned on the field could take them to. I have always stressed that point, that being on the field ensures that you interact with those who matter professionally. So let them take it seriously, and from there, they could be exposed to a lot of things. They could get jobs from there. They could be connected, and that is why it's important for them to be serious with it. And generally for our students, let them change their orientation. This notion or this mindset that I am in school to get certificates shouldn't be a reason for coming to school. Acquisition of knowledge should be paramount. So what I stand to gain, what I learn, what it stands to give me, the leverage it gives me in future when I get to the field, should be paramount to them rather than the certificates they are acquiring. Thank you very much.